plaintiff, Yolanda Padilla, says the defendant was her son's best friend, and they often got into trouble together. Yolanda says her son and the defendant started a gang together and even sold drugs until her son took his own life while serving time in a juvenile detention center. Yolanda is suing her son's friend because she bailed him out of jail and she has yet to be repaid. Defendant Christian Paulino admits that he and the plaintiff's son got caught up with the wrong crowd and were running the streets, and he was devastated when this destructive lifestyle led to his friend's death. Christian says instead of changing his ways after that incident, things just got worse, but he insists he has since turned his life around.
Prove your case.
Okay, I've known Christian since Christian was 12 years old. I have a picture here of him and my son. Mm-hmm. And he was my son's best friend, and him and my son used to get into trouble together. They started this little gang and they sold drugs together. They done a lot of, simple stuff. And
simple?
Well, not simple, but I mean, not like real bad stuff.
So they weren't doing what regular gangbangers do?
No, okay. It's just like a little, it was more like of a family type thing. They did this little crew.
Okay, when you said they started a gang, that gave me the impression that they
they wasn't
a gang. Okay.
No guns and stuff like that. None of that.
You say they used to, so your son has turned his life around or something? Or?
No, what ended up happening was in the day before Mother's Day in 2003, my son passed away in a juvenile detention center. And in 2003, when my son passed away, Christian was his best friend. My son didn't have no kids. So I took Christian in as like my son's son, put it like that. And
he didn't have parents?
No, he does have parents, but I'm saying like, I was like a second mother to Christian.
You didn't move him in?
No. He lives down the block from me. I had to move him in. He lives down the block.
I'm not understanding the things you say. You said, I took Christian in. Taking people in means they move in. And that's why I asked, he lived with you? And you said, no, he lived up the block. See, you're talking to me like I'm talking crazy. And you're the one that's giving confusing remarks. Okay, so go ahead.
And what ended up happening was, when I say that I took him into my family, and I treat him like my family. And he knows if he's ever in trouble or, anything that goes on with Christian, he's always free to come down the house, talk to me. If I can help him, I help him. Mm-hmm. But in 2003, the day before Mother's Day, my son had passed away in a juvenile detention center.
How did that happen?
He killed himself, and it was overcrowded, understaffed. I did bring a book that shows a little bit of the stuff that we had done, because this juvenile detention center was actually built over a garage.
Did he suffer from depression, or you didn't recognize
Eddie was pretty good. He was, to me, he was just like a regular kid. Him and Christian was very, like the one thing that really got him in trouble was when they went to a better part of the neighborhood and they stole some bikes.
And what I need to let young people know, and we have a lot of young people who grow up in drug and crime infested neighborhoods, impoverished neighborhoods, and they feel that they don't have a choice because all they see and live around is destructive activity. So they get involved in that. But there are some young people who just want to be in the game because they think it's cool, because the rappers talk about drugs and they wear the chains, and so I'm gonna wear that and I'm gonna look and I'm gonna act like a thug, even though these young people think it's glamorous to look like a thug and play the role. The hood. Because what's glamorous about living poor, living in crime and drug infested neighborhoods, and living under a education system that subjects you to a substandard education. The objective, and I want you young folks to know, the objective should be to get out of the hood. And then come back and help the hood become a productive neighborhood for their young people. So you need to know that There's nothing glamorous about being shot, about going to jail, about shooting someone else, about selling drugs, about using drugs. That's not glamorous. So let's make sure we're not thinking that for all these young folks. Young man, why don't you tell me? She has told me that you were a wannabe thug at one point or a wannabe gang member.
Well, nothing like
without a gun. Go ahead.
we wasn't just growing up as me, just growing up, going through middle school and all that. Like I didn't care. We just went about girls at the time, but did make it to high school, and then from there just hanging around with like the wrong crowd. Just got caught up in the street ways, and just ended up making like a clique. I guess, if you say it's not gang, because we wasn't around shooting people. A crew. We wasn't around shooting people, but we did do actual stupid stuff, like as in, robbing people, thinking that's cool. Just, it was unfortunate that I kept on doing that, living that lifestyle. Unfortunately, I lost my best friend to that, and I would think that had tried to make an impact in my life, but instead I used it and just
went further into the street life?
Further into it, and just kept on going to jail and then out.
Kept going to jail?
Yeah, juvenile, thank God, and didn't make it to prison. But I found myself at 19 with nothing to show. Ended up having a beautiful daughter. Good. I got my GED.
Good.
Just, try to do something. I ended up having another son too. Okay. And then from there, just...
What type of work do you do?
It's like delivery and sales.
Do you have a skilled trade beyond the high school diploma?
No, right now. I was looking into going into culinary arts.
Okay. How long ago did you get your diploma or GED?
Like in 2006.
Okay, so for 4 years you've been looking into it?
Nah, not looking into it. I just started looking into it.
We'll make a call for you.
Nah. Not for 4 years. I just been working trying to take care of my kids. That's what it is.
They live with you?
No. My daughter was with me.
So what do you mean by taking care of them?
Taking care of them financially, whatever they need, yeah.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that. But let me suggest to you that millions of women, they take care of the children in their custody. They work full time and go to school at night. And so what I'm reminding you or bringing to your attention that women are strong enough to do all three. So I would hate to see a wannabe or a previous gangster. I would hate to see a previous gangster who is not as strong as a woman who can do all three. I hear this all the time from the gangsters. I turned my life around. I'm in school. I say, okay, what have you done since you got, I got my diploma or my GED. What have you done since you got that? Well, I've been working at McDonald's, Judge, for 5 years. Well, that won't quite take care of the 4 kids you got, young man. Well, that's all I can do, Judge. Why haven't you tried to get a skilled trade or go to community college or university at night while working full time during the day and being part of your children's life? Well, it's just hard. It's just hard. Well, the women do it like it's nothing. I'm not going to let you get away with talking about how tough you were. You sit here and talk. I hear your voice. I hear the way your mannerisms. You still think you're down. By the way, you're not going to get any type of a real job talking like that. Nobody's going to hire you. They're going to say, okay, here we go. Tough guy. Well, I want to be tough guy. I don't need him in my place of employment. A lot of young men think that they can go in there talking tough. And they say, they hired me because I'm black. They hire your behind because you didn't come in there looking professional or you didn't speak in a way that fit the workplace. You can do that on the corner. You can do that in your house. You can talk that yang. But when you come to court or when you come to a place of employment, you straighten up and you talk with a tone that is respectful and sounds like you are motivated to do a good job. Not, I want to work with you. Yeah, I'll work for you. Yeah, all right. What's the hours? All right. Won't even look him in the face, looking on there. Yeah, just a word of advice. How does he owe you for bail bond, ma'am? $2,570.
And 2008, he ended up getting in some kind of trouble. And one of his friends called me and told me, Christian needs you to bail him out. You know, there's nobody else to bail him out. So I bailed him out.
All right.
Well, I made him sign a promissory note.
Okay.
Whereas he knew that this wasn't a gift. I've taken.
Okay. You have that with you?
Yes.
All right, young man, what do you say about this?
It's true. I was just caught at the wrong
So what's
place,
your
wrong
defense
time.
today?
Oh, that's how much I owe.
All right, $2,570 is your judgment. He just wanted to come here and make people think that he was down in the game and a tough guy or whatever, talk slick, talk yang. Sir, I'm just trying to tell you, get your presentation together, because you see what impression you've given me of you, and I'm an advocate for young men. Try and make a difference in them, particularly those who want to. If you give me a negative impression, what do you think you're going to do to a prospective employer in the interview? They're going to throw you out on your head in the middle of the interview and say, this is not for you. Go back to the street. All right? Good luck to you. Judgment for the plaintiff.
Just want to tell you, I love you. I just want my money.
You right, I understand.
That's all. Love you.
Too.